Hello and welcome to my tutorial on how to make egg fried rice with whatever you can find in the fridge. Now I found a bunch of different vegetables and I found some meat, but you can really choose any vegetables you want and any meat you want. This is not an authentic recipe. This is just me making do with what I have. It's important to use leftover rice as that adds a different element to the quality of the rice when it's cooking. So I like to get the egg going whilst I'm doing the rest. You don't need to pay too much attention to it. Add a bit of salt and pepper to taste. Just let it set. Once the butter is melting, add in the garlic to infuse the oil. I also like to put in some of the whiter spring onion at this point to give that bit of flavour too, and the chorizo. And I should have put the mushrooms in at this point a bit earlier. I added them a little bit later, but you want to put the mushrooms in a bit earlier just to give it more time to cook. With the egg ready, I'll just put it aside and can concentrate on the other things. We'll slow things down by reducing the heat a little bit. Chop up the eggs to make sure they're all nice and bitty. I forgot to show the oyster sauce going in. It's about a tablespoon. And mix it in. That will give it a little bit of umami-ness. And also it does something to the rice. There's some kind of chemical reaction. Yeah, and I was worried about the mushrooms not having enough time, so I was trying to give the mushrooms a bit more time. Mixing the rice in, chop up all the bits that have kind of stuck together to get it nice and mixed. A little bit later on, put in the sesame oil. That's more for the flavouring. It's not really required for any cooking. Mix it up nice and well. When I used to live in China, I used to see the people using a massive bucket and just kind of mixing it up like that. It's quite difficult to mix it up in a tiny little pan like this. There's the sesame oil. Yeah, I spilt quite a bit over the sides. Yeah, mix up the sesame oil. I might have added a little bit more. And now I can put the egg in and mix it all together nicely. And I'll put in the green spring onion part. You don't want that to wilt, you don't want that to cook too much. When it's raw, it gives a bit more of a freshness to the flavour. Just mixing it in together here, making sure everything is coated. Give it a taste. I realised that I had not put up the heat high enough and it wasn't warm yet. So I'm just going to cover it and let it cook the rice a little bit more. Sometimes the rice can stick to the bottom, so if you add a bit of water in, you can prevent it from sticking. Some people like having it stuck, but this is a very difficult pan to clean, so I prefer to have it not so stuck onto the bottom. So yeah, I think I've put enough water in now, so I'm just going to cover it for a little bit longer. Not long, it's a minute or two. You can see that the steam is starting to rise from the rice now. Give it another try and see if that's right. And it's warm enough, but I think I need to add a little bit more sodium. I'm going to try some light soy sauce. Or I'm not sure if that is light actually, just regular soy sauce. My wife's favourite brand, Kikkoman's. And here I'll put the greener spring onions in, because we're basically done. Just going to stir it up a little bit more, and then it's ready to serve. And here we are, with enough leftovers to fight over tomorrow.